Okay, so we're going to carry on with butterfly guard, but we're going to focus on how to get back and recover from a bad position. Okay, one of the worst positions would be for this scenario would be bottom's half guard. Okay, when your partner's cleared the frames, got chest to chest. Okay, so we're starting here. We're in half guard. Luke has chest to chest here. Okay, this is the worst case scenario for me. Okay, once my shoulders are pinned on the floor, it's very difficult for me now to maneuver my hips left and right or try and hip escape. Okay, so the first thing I'm looking to do is to create some form of off balance, to create separation in the arms, so I can then create space to start entering towards that sit-up position and start looking towards my butterfly sweep. Okay, now there's a few options depending on which side I'm looking to do. Okay, so first one I'm looking at is if I can simply just get my knee wedged into his hip line. So we just hit a rotation here, Luke. Okay. If I can simply bring my hips out enough, okay, just to slip this knee into the hip line, okay. If Luke keeps his hands connected, there we go. My chest shouldn't be able to turn much, okay, but if I can create enough movement in the hips, just to slip my knee into this hip line here, okay, I can now do what we call a chest scape, okay. Something that a lot of people neglect because they purely focus on upper body strength of just trying to push and separate, okay? Believe it or not, my arms will not beat Luke's full body in this position, okay? So when I'm here, I'm hiding this arm, not leaving it out tight, okay? Hiding it behind his back, keeping my elbow pinched, okay? My other hand frames into the hip. I can try and create a little bit of hip movement to get my knee inside here. I'm creating this scissor motion with my knees and my legs. Bottom leg hamstring curls, top knee pushed into the hip. Now notice it's just the tip of my knee. It's not full shin like so. If I'm here, then I get side smash and he passes this direction. So once I'm here, now I have some sort of frame between me and my partner, which now allows me to force that separation by bringing my hips through and chest scaping. Okay, so again, we turn back this way, look. So once we get to here, and knees inside, okay, it's the same mechanics as it would be for an armbar. Hips have to come through, shoulders go back. Okay. Now, if you feel your partner's grip strong, I can start swimming hands in first to create that extra pressure. Pop. Okay. But it's my hips coming forward like so, as opposed to my legs stretching. I need to keep my legs bent at the knee. Okay. My body should end up being straight from the knee to the hip to the shoulder from this extension here. Okay. As soon as I find that separation here, hand in the collar, I can start building base up to an elbow here, and then I start creating space, and then my feet are back inside to that seated position where you can then be pummeled to your underhooks, okay? Now, there might be a case of when we might struggle to get this knee inside first. So I have to create some form of off balance, okay? So what I do is I just go feet to the floor, and I'm trying to hit a twist, okay? My knees, I don't want too far out behind his leg, because if I twist now, it's not going to move him. Try and keep your knees somewhat close to your partner's leg and your heels close to your butt. Still framing with my left hand to the hip. You can grip the gi with my right hand, and I'm looking to raise my hips slightly and hit a big full body twist this way. Now this is not to sweep him. Sometimes you might sweep him if you're against a naive white belt who doesn't want to post out, but a lot of times this is just to create separation of the hands. Here. Now I have separation of the hands. As he recenters, I pummel back in with my top frame, and my knees back inside. Okay? And then we build back up to recover. Okay? But now we have a battle of what if I try to off balance him to the right, okay? Or I bait him to drop his hip or drop the weight to the side. So maybe I go here and twist, but I bait him to do this. Okay? All I do from here is simply block, club the head with my bicep, bridge this way. Okay? He's either going to not release his hands, which you'll find a lot of beginners and white belts struggle to focus on different things or focus on that extra step ahead. Once they get their hands connected and have some sort of chest control, they neglect what's going on with their legs and their base. They'll just think of just gripping and controlling that grip without anything else. So from here, I grip, I do a false bridge to my right to make him drop his inside hip, here. And now I block, bridge this way. Okay. Either he paces out on his hand or forearm, or he accepts the sweep. If he paces out, he's going to come back, Now I have the space to get my top knee back inside, collar grip, and then we're back into that butterfly position from here, okay? When we're here, I'm coming to the outside of the knee line, pommeling in, finding that underhook, and then depending on where his post is will depend on my reaction from here, okay? On the floor, control, I pull, okay? Commit to the sweep, on the pants, control, stuff the left hand between his legs, okay? If we're hand fighting, I'm just looking for that C-cup on his elbow and finishing that sweep to come on top from here, okay? Now, when you are sweeping, okay, I know obviously last week we were just sweeping and getting any position on top. Try and focus on getting into the knee cup position. One, it's easier to control when you're on top, okay? And two, you'll gain more, or have a chance to get more points in terms of the positions you're going to be in, okay? Because we'll have to pass the guard, gives us 3 points, get to mount, gets an extra 4, rather than sweeping directly to mount. If I sweep directly to mount, I get 6. If I sweep to knee cup position where he has an ankle trapped, I'll get 2 for the sweep, 3 for the pass, and then 4 for mount, so I'm gaining more points from there. So I want you guys to get into a habit of when we get to here, and I control, head to the floor, okay, I sweep, and then think about coming to this knee cup position here. Okay, he has no frame with his legs, I'm in a super tight control, and now I clear the legs, I now score 3 for a guard pass, and now we can start advancing to mount and building up all points from that point, from there. Everyone cool, guys? So we have different off balances just to create separation, just to get back to that seat position, and then we start advancing. Let's go, guys. 1, 2, 3.